Hello and welcome to study Principles of Management. I'm Sajivani Priyangika Vandakoon. Topic 5. Human Resource Management. Learning Outcomes. Describe human resource management. Clarify the needs of human resources. Identify the methods for capturing the interest of qualified candidates. Explain the method of developing qualified employees. Identify methods of maintaining qualified employees in the organization. Introduction. Every organization needs people to plan and implement all its activities to achieve the goals that have been set. Employees are one of the resources needed by an organization. If an organization uses high technology, sophisticated tools and equipment and has strong financial resources but lacks skillful, knowledgeable and capable human resources, it will still not succeed in any field ventured. Human resource in organizations must be managed properly. A properly managed human resource will not only be a competition advantage but also help the organization to achieve its goals efficiently and effectively. Management is a process of obtaining, developing, and maintaining a sufficient number of qualified employees in order to achieve goals that have been set. Determining the needs of human resources. An efficient and effective human resource management must undergo process. For instance, determine the needs of human resources in organizations, obtain the qualified candidates, developing employees and maintaining qualified employees. Process of human resource management. Determine the needs of human resources, human resource planning. Number 2, attracting qualified candidates, recruitment or hiring selection, development of qualified employees, orientation, training, performance appraisal, maintaining qualified employees, financial rewards and job benefits, employee separation. Well, human resource management is a process of using the goals and strategies of organization to forecast the needs of human resources in recruiting, developing, maintaining a qualified workplace. Job analysis. Job analysis is a detailed process regarding the related task of a particular job and the quality of human resources needed to perform the job. Job analysis seeks to gather 4 types of information. Let's look at the first one. Job activities, such as what activities employees carry out and how, when and why they do them. If you take the second one, tools and equipment used to perform the job. The third one, the context of job in which is implemented, such as situation, workplace environment, or scheduling. The last, the needs of personnel in performing the job, meaning the knowledge, skills, and capabilities required for the particular job according to William 2000. The results of the job analysis will form the job description and job specification. Job description is a written statement that clearly explains the job, duties, responsibilities, activities, and performance results required from the job holder. So, job specification is a written statement stating the qualification required from the job holder. For instance, if you look at level of academic achievements, work experience, and the skills and abilities that need to be fulfilled by the future job holder. if you look at forecasting, forecasting is a process of predicting the total number of and types of employees with the knowledge, skills, and abilities needed by an organization in the future. There are two types of forecasting. First one, you can take it as internal, and the second one is going to be the external. Well, internal forecasting pertains to the internal factors of the organization which influence the level of demand and supply of human resources in the organization. For instance, factors such as the organization's financial performance, productivity level, mission and change in technology, retrenchment, promotion, retirement, and mortality. External forecasting pertaining to the external factors of the organization that affects the level of demand and supply of its workforce in the future. For instance, supply of labor in particular area, economics, unemployment rate, labor unions and demographics of the labor force in the aspect of age, migration, competition level and the growth in a particular business or market. Recruitment or hiring, that's mean the process of developing a group of candidates who are interested and qualified for a position offered an organization is required to as a recruitment. Internal recruitment. Internal recruitment is the effort of developing a group of candidates who are interested and qualified for a position offered from the existing employees in the organization. Well, when it comes to external recruitment, is a process of developing candidates from outside the organization who are interested and qualified for the position offered. Selection of qualified employees. So when an organization carries out the process of attracting the interest of candidates to apply for the position offered and later developing a group of candidates, the process of gathering information for evaluation and then selecting the best candidate for the particular positions must then be performed. This process is referred to as the process of selection. Human resource experts have suggested 4 methods of selection. Let's look at number 1, application forms and resume. Number 2, you can take it references and background checking. Number 3, you can take selection test. Number 4 as the interviews. Application forms and resume. Usually, application forms act as a tool for obtaining information about the candidate which is prepared by the organization itself. Meanwhile, a resume is prepared by the candidate himself following his own format. The purpose of checking the candidate background is to obtain validity and accuracy of information provided by the candidate as stated in the application form or resume. The selection test measure either directly or indirectly whether a particular candidate is able to perform the job well. When it comes to references and background checking, the purpose of checking the candidate background is to obtain validity and accuracy of the information provided by the candidate as stated in the application form or resume. So you can see the selection test. You can see there are types like types of test, specific ability test, cognitive ability test, biographical data, and personality tests. I think if you can spend few minutes to read this thing, you can really understand about this selection test well. Interviews. An interview is a method where company representatives will ask the candidate a series of questions related to the job determine whether he is qualified for the job. Types of interviews which are frequently used by organizations. You can have unstructured, structured, and also semi-structured. Let me talk to you about the unstructured interviews. It's an interview where the company representatives ask any questions to the candidate. In this type of interview, a candidate will face a different set of questions from other candidates. Structured interview is an interview where the interviewer will ask standard set of questions which had been earlier prepared and drafted. Each candidate will face the same questions like any other candidates. 4 types of questions that are frequently asked during structured of interview. Situational based question. Require the candidate to provide answers on what he will do when he faced with a particular situation. For example, what will you do if, like you can make a question like that. The other one is the background related question, such as inquires about the candidate work experience, also academic qualifications, and also you can inquire the other qualifications. So the next behavior related questions, like questions on the candidate former jobs and also about job related questions, require the candidate to demonstrate his job knowledge. For example, a question for a medical doctor, a particular medicine has been administered to a patient and he shows negative feedback. How do you deal with the situation? Kind of a question you can just to clarify. And the next one is development of qualified employees. Training must be provided to strengthen existing skills, knowledge, and abilities of the employees with the job needs in the organization. Performance evaluation needs to be carried out in order to evaluate the effectiveness of the training and performance of the employee. Orientation. Orientation is the process of introducing new employees to the programs, policies, and culture of the organization. Orientation helps them to learn about the organization and get used to the new environment. Training. The meaning of a training provides opportunity for employees to develop working skills, experience, and knowledge they need in order to perform their job or upgrading their job performance. So training is also not only needed by lower level employees, but also by middle and higher level management as well. Needs for training can be carried out by identifying performance ineffectiveness, listening to complaints from our customers, making observations on employees and managers, assessing the skills and knowledge of employees. Well, you can see the categories of training objectives. If you take the objective category, main questions. So objective guideline, what are the principal factors or concepts that will learn in the training? Who will be taught? When will the teaching begin? Department and organization, what is the impact towards the organization and department when work absenteeism, turnover, cost reduction, and productivity increase takes place? Individual growth and performance objectives. What are the effects of training on the behavior and attitudes of employees? What are the effects of the personal development of the particular employee? So let's talk about the training methods. Actually, there are several training methods can be used to fulfill training needs and objectives. So if you take on-the-job training, of course, this type of training is usually given by senior employees or supervisors. If you take the apprentice training, this means this training program system that requires an apprentice to work for a certain period before he is allowed to perform a job, a specialization in a particular area. Off the job training, unlike on the job training, off the job training is done out of the location of the job area. If you take the vestibule training, that means the same procedure and tools used in the real working condition is performed in particular area shown as vestibular. Performance evaluation. Performance evaluations contribute towards two purposes. Firstly, the purpose of the evaluation is to help inform employees about their performance level in comparison to the standard. Second one is performance evaluation can help in personal development and preparation for the future training programs. Who should evaluate? Supervisors, colleagues, subordinators, 360-degree evaluation. Retaining qualified employees. An employee works with an organization to fulfill his personal objectives, that is, to earn money for his livelihood. An organization can retain a talented employee if it offers rewards that fit the job and needs of the employee's personal objective. An organization can retain a talented employee if it offers rewards that fit the job and needs of the employee's personal objectives. 4 types of decisions of reward granting: payment level, variable payment, payment structure, employee benefits. Let's look at the employee separation. Actually, employee separation means the loss of an employee by an organization, either voluntarily or involuntarily. Employee's termination. Actually, the termination may be considered as a simple act, but think about the feeling of the employee being terminated. It is definitely hard to describe the feelings of that employee. Therefore, the manager must do a few things to minimize problems related to employee termination. Let's talk about the employee turnover. Employee turnover takes place when the employee voluntarily ends his service with an organization. Example, a functional turnover happens in the condition where an employee with bad performance level chooses to resign voluntarily, and this enables the organization to replace the employee with poor performance with a new or better employee. Dysfunctional turnover takes place when a high-performance employee chooses to leave voluntarily. This condition adversely affects the organization and it will lose a talented employee. So I think I explained you about the human resource management. Please refer your book for further knowledge. And I think you enjoy the lesson with me, and thank you so much.